Good morning, everybody. We're holding on the 75th segment of the Think Before You Speak series, Laws of Shemirat Halashon with clarity and a few stories. Lilu Nishmat, the great Chafetz Chaim, Zechet Tzadik L'Bracha. Lilu Nishmat, Reb Shmaryahu, Yosef Chaim ben Reb Yaakov Yisrael Kanievsky, Zechet Tzadik L'Bracha. Lilu Nishmat Luz Aliza Bat Henriette, and her children that passed with her in the fire, Ruach Hashem Tenichena Began Eden. As well, these halachot should be a great zechut for our Bnei Chabura that sits and learns every morning from 9 to 11 before they go out to conquer the world. Hashem should bless them with shefa, beracha v'atzlacha ad b'lidai b'schut these halachot. And as well, the halachot are dedicated for the Shmira Ma'alya, the Hatzlachan Mazal of Chaim Davido ben Chayesara. Okay, today we're starting a new segment of the laws of Rechilut. Till now we were talking about talking and speaking Rechilut. Today we're actually talking on the flip side of the coin, accepting Rechilut, listening to Rechilut. So today's halachot, we're going to title Listening to Rechilut, because that's the beginning of this series. Here we go. So we're going to open up with a story, and I think these days more than ever, this is so prevalent because the prices of everything is skyrocketing. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. It doesn't matter if you need containers to bring it from overseas or not. Everything is skyrocketing. The prices of everything is through the roof. Gasoline, groceries, lumber, you name it. You know, a few years ago I wanted to do my basement in Lakewood. $45,000. Recently I came to a guy and said, hey, we're thinking of doing the basement. He quoted me $95,000. What happened? It's a basement. This guy's supposed to be, reliable and affordable. Things have gone through the roof. So here's our story. Our story takes place where you walked into a local grocery and you pick up the average items, some milk and cottage cheese and cheese and a few steaks for that night. Then you walk up to the counter and they ring you up, and all of a sudden you look at the number. And you say, wow, for just a few items. And it literally broke $100. How? So you turn to the store owner and you say, wow, now I realize that my neighbor was right. My neighbor told me that your prices went through the roof. How in the world did this get to the number that you're charging me? At that moment, you were just over on Rechilut. At that moment, by telling him that you heard from your neighbor, that he said that the store owner's prices went through the roof, that's over on Rechilut. But wait, our halacha is not over yet. What about the store owner? Now, he was just told that your neighbor told you that his prices went through the roof. Is he allowed to believe that? Is he allowed to believe you on the Rechilut that you just told him about what your neighbor said about his prices? You see, because if he believes you, then he's also over on the accepting of Rechilut. And you're not allowed to believe the Rechilut that someone told you about what someone said about him or his store or his prices. So if he believes you and he gets angry, and he now has a gripe with your neighbor for saying that about the prices of his store, two people are now transgressing. You, the guy that said the Rechilut to the store owner, what your neighbor said, and the store owner by believing you for what he claims your neighbor said about his prices. And therefore he's not allowed to believe what you said, because if he does, he's over on Rechilut as well. There is one opinion in halacha that the guy that believes Rechilut is even worse than the guy who said it. So let's circle back and get clarity for the summary. It's forbidden not only to speak Rechilut, but it's also forbidden to accept Rechilut. It's forbidden to believe that someone really said that about you or did that to you. It's asur to believe it. And therefore, the rabbis tell us something very interesting. Says the rabbis, when it comes to Lashon Hara and Rechilut, you're going to end up killing the one who spoke it the one who accepted it, and the one who it was spoken about. That's why we're giving so much time to these halachot. Because everybody involved is a lose-lose situation. But the moment the person stops and thinks first, like we named the series, Think Before You Speak. The moment we get used to thinking before we speak, we can save the speaker, we can save the receiver, and we're clearly saving the victim. Have a good day.